So let's jump into another series taken from the Intel Extreme Masters. This one also from the group stage. And well, I've been checking other casts, other VODs being made, and making sure I wouldn't be repeating anything that you would be able to see on the major channels. So it doesn't get too repetitive, and obviously it's nice to watch the matches that are still not available, and at the same time avoid going over other people's work. I don't think that's a good idea. At least I don't like that to be done to me, so I'm just trying to respect other people's work as well. But as you can see here, we're gonna have a clash in Metalopolis between this purple Zerg, mOOnGLaDe. He is Andrew Pender, the Australian player. Also played Brood War and Warcraft 3, was very well known, and he is very well known by the community. Probably the #1 player in Australia and on the SEA servers. He's been in Korea, I think it was last month, trying his luck on Code A. He got an invitation, but things didn't went as expected. I mean, he got basically dominated by his opponent on the first game he did, and things didn't went very well, to be honest. I think he was a bit shell-shocked from all that environment and the sound booth, the soundproof booth, and well, he just wasn't comfortable, and that showed on his gameplay. He wasn't playing properly. He's a lot better than what he showed on Code A, so hopefully we're gonna see more of him in the future. I hope he's gonna try once again Code A later on and show us a bit of his skill set. For now, he's in Germany playing here at Hanover on this IEM World Championships, and he's gonna be facing against this blue Protoss, STSquirtle. Everyone knows this guy now. I mean, he had some epic matches on the GSTL, on the Team League from the GSL. Had a huge matchup against IEM MVP, if you guys recall, but also other nice matches. And from what I've been following on the Intel Extreme Masters now, on the World Championships, he's been doing pretty well. But I'm not gonna spoil anything for anyone. I'm just gonna let you guys watch the matches and see how far he's gonna be able to go. For now, like I mentioned, this is a series from the early stages, from the group stages, and hopefully it's going to be a nice matchup. It's between two very well-known players. Squirtle, being a member of Team STARTALE, as you might imagine, he has to be a skilled player, or STARTALE wouldn't have him coming all the way to Germany to represent the team. And hopefully he's gonna put up a show here for us, and mOOnGLaDe will be trying to do the same. Following the matchup and taking a look at what they're doing, as you can see, mOOnGLaDe went for the cautious opening, making sure he's gonna have some kind of defense if his opponent try to rush him early on. Once again, spawning pool first with the gas and already getting the Zergling speed. While on Squirtle's side, he just finished his wall off, was gateway into Cybernetics core. There's the little gap already filled in by this Zealot, and getting a sentry out. So he's gonna be able to put some force fields down if required, but for now apparently it's fine. With mOOnGLaDe going for his natural expo after getting that spawning pool and the Zergling speed almost finished. So everything going on for now. Warp gate technology already getting prepared. Keep in mind that there's this probe roaming around from Squirtle. He might decide to go for any kind of proxy pylon, something that will allow him to warp in some units and catch his opponent by surprise. You never know. Meanwhile, here on Squirtle's base, 2 more gateways incoming, so 3 gateway play incoming fairly soon. That Zergling came here to take a peek at the base, didn't saw much, saw the wall, and that's basically it. And meanwhile, there's the probe roaming around the main base once more from mOOnGLaDe. The queens are just way too slow out of the creep, and now sending his single Zergling to finish off this probe before it makes too much damage and starts taking way too much information. Probe killed, everything going fine here on mOOnGLaDe's base. What else is on his expo? Already transferred several workers. Econ-wise and worker count very close, both players doing exactly the same thing. And mOOnGLaDe sending his Overlord into his opponent's base with the 2 sentries, trying to destroy it as fast as possible, but mOOnGLaDe still was able to see these 2 warp gates, so he knows his opponent is playing out of 3 warp gates now, with Squirtle passing on to a Nexus on his natural expo. So 2 base play incoming for Squirtle as well, trying to even out on the econ game and making sure he's going to be able to keep himself on the race. Notice that now that mOOnGLaDe has both of his bases established, he's boosting ahead on the economy, though he has the same harvester count, so it's time for Squirtle to expand, and that's exactly what he's doing. Let's take a look at the production tab. Evo chamber incoming. There's a single spine crawler, making sure he's going to have some kind of static defense if he gets any surprise attack. And the Evo chamber going down, probably to prepare some upgrades, I would say. With what else getting built here? Not much. He's just droning his mineral lines, making sure he's going to have a strong and resistant mineral line that will be able to provide them with the units that he needs. And incoming, a wave of Zerglings advancing into the Natural Expo, trying to harass a little bit here. mOOnGLaDe applying the pressure on Squirtle, not allowing him to just stay macroing and do whatever he wants without feeling that he needs to be on his toes, needs to pay attention to what's going on his surroundings. And oh, that force field play was just a bit too late, and the Zerglings were able to escape. Incoming the workers, so Squirtle working out of 2 bases now, and notice how he's placing this proxy pylon on this corner, so we might be in for a surprise later on. This probe, I don't expect it to have much of a future. I think there's enough defenses around here, and there's not much to watch on this Natural Expo anyway. The queen's just surrounding it, and it's gonna get killed, so no more scouting. Meanwhile, on Andrews, on mOOnGLaDe main base, there's the Roach Warden just popping out. Meanwhile, he got both gases as well, so Roach play ensuing with the Zerglings keeping tabs on this Natural Expo from Squirtle. While on Squirtle's base, he already has the Stargate done and finishing a Void Ray. So we're gonna have some airplay ensuing. I mean, makes perfect sense on this situation. As you can see by the spawning points, the air distance is really short. I mean, you're instantly on your opponent's base. And he could go for Void Rays, or could even consider going for Phoenixes. They're quite good to keep harassing the Overlords and eliminating them from the field of play. Still, apparently he went for the Void Ray first, and the Void Ray is just arriving on the main base. While, as you can see on the production tab, mOOnGLaDe apparently is committing himself to a lot of Roach play. It's getting the Burrow, the Glial Reconstitution, which is the Roach speed obviously, and also the Missile Attack, the level 1. So he is going all out bonkers on upgrades for his Roaches. So will he be going for a very Roach heavy army? Apparently so, because he already has plenty here. Let's take a look at the army counts. Ooh, yeah, mOOnGLaDe is leading the way here, no questions about that. 94 against 81. Slowly we got Squirtle recovering, but still a bit further on the back compared with mOOnGLaDe's army. And now that Void Ray trying to poke at these Roaches the best it can, but takes a while obviously to grind down a Roach with a single Void Ray. Still, there's not a single unit here that will allow mOOnGLaDe to shoot down that Void Ray, so the Void Ray will be able to stack up kills. And nice move here, Squirtle making an awesome barrage here, an awesome wall with the force fields, and mOOnGLaDe answering back with a Burrow, waiting for the force fields to finish. And now incoming a push, a lot of Roaches advancing, trying to shoot down the units from Squirtle, and advancing into that Natural Expo. Will they be able to get the mineral line? Yes, they're in the middle of the mineral line. Void Ray is not doing anything at the moment. There it is, picking up one target once more, and what's left of this Roach advance is just shooting down as many probes as possible, forcing Squirtle to pull down all his probes, so he's working out of a single mineral line, and it's hurting its economy obviously. Also, mOOnGLaDe is working a lot on his harvester count, has 10 more now, and the Phoenix is showing up to finish off the show that mOOnGLaDe was putting up for us, and this assault is basically over. Now, he transitioned from that single Void Ray into Phoenixes. They're probably going to start flying around and applying a pressure on those Overlords, I would say. Also with proper micro, as you might imagine, they can lift a lot of units and kill them. Only 2 Phoenixes, not the best solution obviously, but soon enough we might be having more. Whoa, mOOnGLaDe went for those Hydralisks, and what is he's building here? A second hatchery. There's the Hydralisk then, but he already has a second hatchery getting built on his Natural Expo, so he's gonna start macroing and making a huge army with the units that he's already able to produce. He doesn't want to evolve any more than this, and getting the hatchery, the third base on his on this location, but he still didn't spot that proxy pylon. That's frustrating. It's right on his side and he didn't notice it, and this might spell trouble later on obviously, because as you can see, Squirtle can see the expo, so he might be porting in some units there and destroy that hatchery. He's probably just waiting for it to get finished, so mOOnGLaDe doesn't have a chance of even cancelling it and recover the minerals. For now, from what I can see, mOOnGLaDe is messing up a huge army, still leading the charge on that matter, and he's just advancing with the big purple blob. As you guys can see, we're gonna follow the blob, and leave the Phoenixes for the picture-in-picture window, because there's a nice unit composition here. All of those Hydralisks will be able to put up a lot of DPS, and backed up by a front line of Roaches and Zerglings, they will be fine DPSing everything that moves. And also, obviously, the Hydralisks are allowed to shoot air, so they're going to be able to finish off any kind of Phoenix play or that single Void Ray that keeps annoying here. There it is, destroyed, and now all of them moving ahead into this Natural Expo once more. Oh, there it was, the Robotics Bay and Robotics Facility trying to churn out some Colossi. The first Colossi got out, but was way too late, and apparently Squirtle just decided to GG out of the match. He didn't have what it take. This small group here was completely surrounded by Zerglings and Roaches poking at them, and would be finished fairly fast. A single Immortal already had 6 kills, but apparently for Squirtle that wouldn't be enough, and he was aware of the fact that he was just way behind on this game, and decided to save his energies and move on to game 2, I would say. So mOOnGLaDe taking the win here. Nice move by mOOnGLaDe, obviously, and taking the 1-0 on this series, allowing to be comfortable for game 2, and forcing Squirtle to just make a decision and take the win on game 2, or else this is going to be finished for him. It's going to be over. I hope you guys enjoyed this game 1. See you all later. Let's go for game 2.